One of the nagging questions is, how come we find all these counterintuitive findings about motivation, and how come people don't intuit it? Like, what's going on here, right? We work, we go to work, we experience work. How come we don't have a good intuition about it? And what Caitlin and Ayelet showed is that it's because we have the outside versus the inside perspective. So look, when you're in a task, hopefully you're consumed by it. You engage, you're in the flow. Even when you run, and I don't particularly like running, but the moment I get into running after, the initial pain and so on, I kind of learn to enjoy it. There's the stars, the music, the sound of my footstep on the pavement, whatever it is, there is some enjoyment in there. But that's when you're in the task. When you're outside of the task, it turns out it's very hard to create the feeling of being in the task. So when we're outside of the task, we say, what motivates us? And we don't think that we're motivated by music or the sound of our feet or breathing or even by the pain of our muscles. We don't understand that. We think the only thing that motivates us are things like money. So what's interesting is that, yes, we experience lots of things that change our motivation, but we have kind of two selves. There's the self within the task and the self outside of the task. And the self outside of the task is almost judging the task as if it's for somebody else. We don't understand it. This is, by the way, true for many emotions, right? You ask yourself, how angry will I get? Or how sexually aroused will I get? We don't predict the extent to which emotion will take over. In the same way, we don't predict how much into the task we could get the moment we get into it. So what's the consequence? We overweight extrinsic motivation and underweight things like flow and enjoyment and intrinsic motivation.